We are here with Rabid Bitch of the North again, and firstly I just want to start with explain your name.
Take it away, Jerry.
I'll explain it then. Basically, like when we were looking for band names, there were a few names kicking about, and one of them was Rabid Bitch by itself, and for some reason I had this strange idea of having some kind of geographical reference as to where we're from in Ireland, like so. I kept on thinking it's cool when you hear someone saying like, you know, the guys from the north, or the Vikings from the north, or you know, Wicked Witch of the West. So literally it got bolted onto it, and people said it was too long, but what can I say, it's a very identifiable part of the band, and people don't forget the name. So
do you kind of follow like across with the name? Do you do that with like your album artwork and things like that as well? Explain a little bit about the way that you decide on your album artwork to go forward.
Well, lately we there's an artist called Jason Hendry, and literally we trust the guy enough. He's just a great sort of spaced out.
He's from
there.
Belfast.
Yeah, he's Belfast. He was a friend before our official artist, and his stuff's just crazy. So literally we've just handed it over to him with no reference. Just kind of, this is the, you know, he's done our singles, Green Eyes, their 7-inch single, and From the Kennel to the Castle CD release, and we just let him go with it. There wasn't really any reference. I kind of just said kind of about this, here's the lyrics, and he just goes with it. So we like to be in control of things, but we trust him enough to give him, so he would be the one to ask why they're so fucked up looking and
no way, because I guess it's always kind of good for a band to find someone who can sort of like visualize your music in a way. And do you think you're going to be like staying with the same person throughout?
Well, we all went to art college, so you know, each one of us is qualified to do our own artwork, but it's getting the time to do it. So you know, he's done the first couple. I did the very first EP cover. So you know, we might squeeze some artwork out ourselves from time to time, but you know, because we're really happy with the art that's being sort of generated at the minute. You know, for the foreseeable future, you know, we probably will stick with
He's
Jason.
doing the album. The album's coming out, and he's going to do the album. So.
No way. You just said did you all go to like college together? Is that how you kind of met?
Well, yeah.
We met Chris. So we met you in...
art college 12, 13 years ago. I was doing a different course than these guys. I was over on the other side of the building doing design, visual communication and things like that, you know, and that helps with when I get the artwork, I'm able to then lay it out and design it out and do all the packaging and things like that, you know, so it kind of helps. We're a contained unit, we can do everything ourselves, but with the artwork, it's nice to have somebody else working on it while we're working on something else, you know, so because we're busier now, it's the first time we're having to use somebody outside the band to do something
for us. When you first did that, did you have like trust issues? Having someone else control another aspect of your own band?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But when we started to see some sample photos, we were very happy, and because he knows the band and he knows what we will like,
and he's the same taste in music, and
he similar taste in everything, movies and music, and once you see his artwork, it's hard to do a bad design job with it because it's just so good, and it helps put our music across visually, you know, really well. So we're very happy to do that because there's, for a long time, a lot of bands have just been ignoring good artwork and doing something cheap and quick and nasty, and that's, you know, it's why a lot of people have like a bad taste of what music's been like for the past 14-15 years, because it's so cheap and quick, you know, whereas our style is to look back to when we were first getting into music, and that's, you know, kind of, and Jason kind of has that attitude towards it as well. That's why the artwork is that, you know, that authentic, real nice hand done pencils, paints,
But just to reference and answer the actual bit about where we met, you know, so we met Chris in college, but myself and Joe met in school, so we'd known each other since 1994.
Do you think that kind of like helps like on the band dynamics?
Yeah, we're a band.
I guess it does.
Yeah,
we don't know any different.
We know each other's traits by now, and you know, like new members have come and gone throughout the years, and it's ended up with a unit like for a long time now. it's hard to see anyone else being a part of it. You know, there's us and our manager. And
But do you find that as a three-piece, do you find it daunting on going against, just before we go into obviously how you guys got to play here, like I know the three pieces do find it sometimes daunting playing against like 5 or 6 people on the...
But, you know, we're so used to it now, but we do, because people told us we needed 2 guitars for a long time in the early period, but we overcame it, and that's something that now, you know, people come up and go, wow, we can't believe it's just 1 guitar, and you know, you guys sound really good, and I wish more bands had only 1 guitar. So, you know,
yeah, I think I trust these guys to, like, I can't even imagine another guitarist coming out. I imagine Motorhead couldn't imagine when Wurzel, you know, came in, but that had to be done, you know. But I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. They would just be in the way. There'd be that 4th guy. Who's this guy?
And it's not you, and it's not the group of friends that you've built this around.
Yeah, it must be hard for someone to come into this, you know.
So what about you do like music videos and things? Have you guys getting on top of that game? Because I know like lyric videos have been a massive thing this year coming out for everyone.
We thought about that, but we ended up doing a video, and these guys pretty much did the art direction for the whole thing.
We were approached, you know, with their manager and whatever said it was a good move, you know, with only a single out. So it was like, let's promote this as much as we possibly can. And the video line, you kind of looking at it like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be in a music video or whatever. So the original idea was to not be in it at all. But you know, now we kind of look at it and it's hilarious, but it's great looking. We think it's fantastic, and
it's good promotional tool, like.
Yeah, and it's been, you know, we've been pushing it. It's got a great amount of views. And people are telling us they've seen it, and you know, if I speak about it on stage and whatever, people have seen
10,000 plus views, so
yeah, wow. In a couple of months it's good, and that's not, you know, it's all legit. Like, there's other people from other countries watching that shit.
So I take it you're quite active on like social media, like especially doing like Metal to the Masses, and everything like that. How do you find sort of it is kind of going through social media over the last sort of couple of years, being in a band yourselves rather than being just like a fan and picking up information about bands? But what do you try and sort of like give your audience when you yourself are doing social media?
I think like just a flavour of it. A band should, I mean, for us, the bands we listen to, a good example is the in-sleeve of Hammersmith, Motorhead Hammersmith. The fucking hilarious photographs and fucking about and whatever, that's now social media is that shit to me in my head. So it's like, I want to, if I'm listening to a band, I just want to see new album out, buy it, that's it. And then 6 months down the line, go to our gig. You know, we like to put up, if we're in the studio recording something, put a bit of taster of it up, you know, whatever. It just kind of keeps someone interested that you're constantly active. We this year are more active live, playing gigs than we've ever been. But like in the years that we weren't, we were still trying to seem relevant and active and live. If someone is actually watching somewhere, don't be, you know, boring. You know, actually do something. Give them something.
It's a way of putting the band's personality on. Yeah. So, you know, we're kind of known for having funny photos go up and just, you know, showing that we're having a good time, and you know, it lets people who are interested in the band kind of get a flavour of what we're like as people, like. So, you know, it's good that way. And people always comment as well that, you know, they like a lot of things that we put up because of that, so it comes across well.
It's a good way to keep in touch with people. Like, people can, you know, like, you know, 20, 30 years ago, you go and see a band at something like this, you're never going to get to speak to them unless you go and see them in another club, and you might even miss them. And now it's a whole different world. Like, so now I can go and see someone and I can write on their whatever format, Facebook, whatever, great gig, guys. They might even write back, which is fantastic. So
I always find like the same with like web zines and like bloggers and things like that. Like you guys have been really, really active around here all day. Obviously, I've seen you walking around all the time, and like the amount of people that you would meet, which wouldn't be possible. So although there's a downside of internet and downloading, you know, not making money, but in terms of getting out to a bigger audience, do you feel like that's got that overrides?
Abuse that shit. I mean, we're people that hate the downloading. We were anti-Napster when all that shit kicked off, but you know, there's a use for it. It's coming round now. People are buying their music again, and bands are, you know, starting to maybe make a living again. But like, abuse the fucking internet. It's there to be a tool, so it's a tool. Use it, you know.
And really quickly, obviously, just tell everyone here like how it is that you got to play such a big festival.
Hard work, a lot of gigs, a lot of legwork, a lot of self-promotion, a lot of talking to people, but mainly a lot of gigs and getting used to it, getting ready, and then making a name for yourself, getting a reputation around. People get to know who you are, then you get contacted, then you get invited places, and then if you're liked and appreciated and enjoyed, you get brought back like we've just been. And we're hoping to have the same again and come back again soon.
But bigger stage. Even bigger stage.
Bigger stage.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. I nearly ended that set with See You at Sophie, but I thought that'd be cheeky.
Why not? You just push it. Just push it. Why not?
Why not?
We have to thank Simon Hall for that because you know, it was him that took notice of the hard work. So
he spotted us and invited us the first time and told us if we worked hard and kept up the good work, we'd come back again, and he kept to that.
We don't want to be ass-kissers, but the guy's a superhero for what he does for bands. He really is.
This festival is different than anywhere else, where people actually will go and see unheard of bands. You know, they'll go and see them rather than other festivals. They hear of an unknown band. No, we'll go and see the big guys.
Yeah.
You know, whereas that's why I like Bloodstock so much, because unheard of bands do get a listen. Like I myself have been walking around the whole time I've been here, going to the New Blood tent and the Sophie tent and the Jägermeister stage, seeing as many bands as I could possibly see, meeting as many people as I possibly can, and just having a good time while I'm doing it.
I've got to say that is one of the best things about Bloodstock. Like when speaking to all the bands that we have done like over the last 2-3 days, is everyone is so surprised on being a little band, but oh my god, like we're pulling in the audiences. So what was it like for you guys, like when playing?
So we were a bit scared because we knew we were going to clash with a big band called Satyricon right beside us, and I was surprised when I seen a crowd when we went on to stage, and as we were playing, the crowd grew and grew right out to the door. I was very happy with that and very surprised, but because we weren't expecting, as many. I'm very happy with how it went.
And there's a little thing in my head as well. There was 6 Irish bands. We keep going on about this Irish invasion and whatever, but there was 6 Irish bands. It was opened with Psychosis in the Sophie, Ram tent on Thursday night. We played 2 years ago with Psychosis here, and they returned on the bigger stage. So we were like, we need to end this on a bang as well. So it was in the back of my head, it's like, please just give us a bit of luck. Fill that tent, and we did it.
Crowd.
And a great response. Well, singing the songs, chanting their name, everything. You couldn't ask for a better crowd. Really fantastic.
And so what have you now you've come and done this? What's your next steps? What are you doing going forward over the next couple of months?
Making an album. We're halfway there. We have a lot of stuff recorded, and Jerry, who does our producing and mixing, has got a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah.
And that's
we're in the middle of recording basically at the minute, but it's difficult now because obviously we've got commitments like this show, obviously, and we did a stint in the UK at the start of July, and we obviously then came back and did some more around Ireland, and that was with a band called Risen Prophecy. Just wanted to get their name out there, because they're a great band. I think people should go and see them. But between the shows and getting time to properly record, it's tough, but that's basically what we're doing now. Whenever we go back home, it'll be straight back in, trying to record and finish off the album. We also have a couple that are still being written, so that's even more work ahead of us. Basically, it's all geared towards releasing our debut album in January, so we hope to have that out for then.
The title as well, Nothing But a Bitter Taste is the title, and Jason's doing the artwork, so the artwork will be a teaser release.
And any reason, you just mentioned it, any reason keeping it in-house for the recording?
Just always been that type. We trust ourselves, we trust Jerry.
It's been born out of necessity.
Money at first.
And now it's just, it sets us apart. Some people might think some of the production actually might be under par, but it sets us apart, particularly with a lot of the European power metal stuff that's coming out these days. People just sound the same, and least we made it ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, not big flash production. It's real.
It's
you know,
almost like we don't trust anybody else. You know, maybe one day we will bump into somebody who
Like you
we
did
could
when you were
trust.
out of work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that might
to get
happen.
somebody in.
But until that day,
that was fluky though. I'd
but
say.
until that day, it's Jerry's doing it all. You know,
That gives us everything has their own flavour.
It's the only way we can get it to sound the way we actually want it to sound, rather than it being sound like 16 other local band stuff. You know, all recorded by the same guy, and it's all the same stuff, same samples. You know, for the kid and everything. So
There's always a progression as well, like with each of our releases. Like, so as I kind of get, because I've been doing it quite a long time, like, but as we sort of make one release, it's always like a step up. Like as I get better at actually engineering the audio and recording everything and making sure I get everything done right. So you know, the next one's going to be a step up again from the single which we just had out at the start of the year, and 7-inch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking out something that's slightly higher than the last. You know,
Fantastic. I guess it's always on to the next bigger thing.
Oh, absolutely,
And the bigger stages and the Sophie stage.
yeah, but to have come this far without having put out an album is great. You know, so
because it's almost passe. You know, like,
it's just demos and EPs and a couple of singles we've done, and we're now happy enough to put an album together rather than just album, and they're no good. You know, so we've built up to this, and then who knows what's going to happen after we make an album.
And now you've got a massive lot of people who are ready and expecting it.
Waiting for it.
So
well, we hope so.
Shaking their fist.
Fantastic.
Where the fuck is this album?
I said on stage there, Twisted Sister ended their career with 40 and fuck it. Today it was 10 years and about fucking time for Rabid.
That's our quote for the minute.
Should have had a backdrop with that on it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think that's a brilliant way to end. 10 years.
Yeah, and fuck it.
And we're ready to go.
Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Thank you.